How to handle the event risk management and safety during concert.
Assalamualaikum and hi to everyone. My name is Noor Arisha Syazwani Binti Hazdi and I will be the moderator for this dialogue session. For today's topic, we will talk about risk and management in handling concert during a pandemic. I will introduce the panel for this topic. We have Mr. Ammar Mirza, the event organizer from Eccentric Management. Next, we have Suhaila, the risk management specialist, and lastly, Miss Noor Hazirah, the safety specialist in the event industry. Before we start, I will talk a little bit about the issue that occur in the event industry. As we know, pandemic has a major problem for the event industry because it affects all industry in Malaysia, including the event industry. Besides that, organizing an event is quite challenging, despite following all the rules and the guidelines that given by the government. So, I would like to invite Mr. Ammar to give an opinion regarding this matter and how the event organizers still maintain and sustain organizing an event like concert during this pandemic. Mr. Ammar?
Alright, thank you, Ms. Arisha, for having me. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ammar Mirza, the organizer from Central Event Management. Okay, if everyone asking me on how the lockdown been for us, and I think it's really been tough for everyone, especially in our industry. It's been quite something that is affected us massively. Obviously, there is no wedding or festival or even a seminar can be held, and no one can do work at this time. And when the president announced the lockdown, when there is a limitation of gathering, and that is when it started changing the very next day. And luckily at the time, we set as a company and we spoke about what's going to happen and how do we see things going forward. Going forward and referring to the issue that Ms. Arisha just asked, we as the event organizers take it as a challenge because as we all know that it's not easy for us to survive during pandemic, as many businesses has to take down because of they cannot run as usual due to the MCO, and in order to break the chain, to reduce the movement of people going to work, where they need to work from home, which makes it even harder for us as event organizer to organize an event because of the MCO. And we as event organizers need to try to adapt with the new norm to sustain our business, because if we don't, the event industry will collapse and we can't even manage to survive.
Yeah, I understand the situation that faced by the event organizer. So I would like to know what kind of concert that Mr. Ammar organized for this year. And can you briefly explain about the concert?
Okay, this year we will organize a concert called Native Local Indie Concert. It is an indoor event. It will be held on 30 May of 2021 at Angkasa Space Kuala Lumpur from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. The audience targeted for this event are like about 200 people, and it is organized by 21 crews of Eccentric Event Management. The artists that will be invited for this concert are like Loco, Iqbal M, the Venupian Solitude, Pastel Light and Bitter Sweet.
Wow, I think this event will be awesome and interesting, Mr. Ammar. But how about the flow of the event that you require for this concert?
Okay, so basically, the flow of the event, of course, there will be opening performances from the local artists or local singers. The show will also continued by the artists invited for like 30 minutes each band, and it will end with a closing performance by special guests or special artists. Actually, this event is not as crowded as the physical concert that that we already knew, where people are gathering to enjoy the concert, spend their time with their friends and their beloved artists. But during this pandemic, people are stressing out, because they cannot live as usual because they need to stay at home to prevent themselves from getting the viruses. So they are in a stressful and miserable mind. And yeah, we really try our best to fulfill our clients' needs by not just stop or shut down our businesses. So we try to hold an event for those who want to relieve their stress. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Pandemic has caused many people to be stressed out after the government announced the lockdown last year. So I would like to know the thought and suggestion from Miss Anis, the risk management specialist, about how to reduce the risk of COVID-19 viruses infection when the event is being held during this pandemic. Miss Anis?
All right. Thank you, Miss Arisha. First of all, I am very honored to be in this dialogue session. And my name is Suhaila, the risk management specialist for eccentric event management. So, regarding this issue, we all know that we are in a stressful moment, and as mentioned by Mr. Ammar just now, people are going to concert to release their stress after isolating themselves for a long time. And I agreed with Mr. Ammar to allow 200 audience only, even though the venue can fit 500 people at one time, especially in indoor space. There is nothing new, and I can assume that every event organizer knows that it's necessary for them to follow the rules and guidelines directed by the government. To avoid any risk that will occur during this pandemic, event organizer must make sure audience practice social distancing, which is 1 meter from each other, wear a face mask, and encourage the audience to regularly sanitize their hands. Then the event organizer also should play an important role by preparing all the basic necessities for the audience, such as give them free face mask and hand sanitizer, then do regularly sanitizing all the equipment, do floor tape marking, and so on. Yeah, that's my suggestion.
Yes, Miss Anis, the important things that people should do right now is social distance 1 meter from each other, wear a mask, and sanitize our hands. Can you explain more about the risks that may occur during the concert and your suggestion to handle the risk?
Alright, Ms. Arisha, based on the observation from previous concert, especially the underground or indie concert, most of the indie community are very aggressive, as we all know that they are really into the music, where they tend to do a mosh and dance chaotically to the point of disturbing the performer. For example, we can take a look at the performance or shows by Hujan Band where the audience messed up the performer when they took the stage and disrupt the performer, which made the organizer stop the event immediately because things went out of control and getting harder to control because the audience were too many during the show. So the suggestion in order to prevent this from happening in the future is event organizer can put more barricades and add more security to monitor as well as control the audience from behaving aggressively. Yeah.
So that's a good suggestion from Miss Anis. Organizer have to take a serious note about these things because it relates to artists that perform at their concert. Okay, we move to Miss Hazirah, the safety specialist, who will talk more about safety management in the event. Miss Hazirah?
Thank you, Miss Arisha. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Noor Hazirah as a safety specialist. As we know, it is important to take every precaution of safety into account while handling the concert. The safety management is important as it is to minimize the risk during the event, and it is recommended to organizers to have safety planning for their event. The safety planning can help organizer to overcome the potential risks that might occur during the concert. For example, in concert, you need to consider safety in terms of event and production equipment, aggressive behavior, and crew or audience safety.
Well, that is indeed a good point from Ms. Hazirah. So, what are the measures that we can take to overcome the safety issue at the concert?
Okay, the safety measure that Mr. Ammar can take for his concert is to provide a medical assistant requirement and a safety team to control the safety during the event. Besides that, organizer needs to provide emergency access and clear signage to help to manage the flow of people. This can help organizer to manage the audience better when handling the concert.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hazirah, with the suggestion to overcome the safety issue. Okay, Ms. Anis, would you like to add any possible risks that will arise during the concert and what preparation that can be done for the event organizer if the problem occurred?
Yes, I would like to add the risk that will probably happen during the concert that some of the audience might bring prohibited items such as drugs, sharp objects and other dangerous items. So the event organizer should stay alert and aware of preparing the spot check before they let in the audience enter to the event and to prevent the unwanted things from happening or they carrying illegal items in public places which could harm the public and other audience. So the spot check is really needed in every kind of physical event, especially as an entertainment event such as concerts, festival and so on. Hence, event organizer also must be taken seriously about technical issues because we never know that will occur, right? So technical equipment such as PA system, audio, lighting are the main important parts in handling the concert. And it has big potential issues that will take place during concert. So the solution that the event organizer must for this issue is to always to have a backup plan. Like they should have a plan A, plan B, plan C until plan Z. So apart from the backup plan, event organizer must prepare to outsource the technical equipment.
And I agree with Ms. Anis. From a safety management perspective, it is important to take appropriate safety measures for technical risks and prohibited items, as stated by Ms. Anis. So this safety measure need to be implemented to help to minimize and overcome the risk during the concert. So organizers need to put the safety management in planning stage to ensure safety is the key priority during the event. Hence, organizers need to take appropriate steps to identify the hazard, assess the risk, prioritize them, and put suitable plan in place so the whole crew will be ready to deal with the risk if it occurs.
I'm also agree with what Ms. Hazirah and Ms. Anis just said, that we need to prepare as much for the worst. In order to have a successful event, we need to always come up with solutions and think out of the box. Because if we want the best for our events in the future.
Yes, that's right. So, Mr. Ammar, in your opinion and in your own words, what is the future of the concert and the event industry look like in Malaysia? And is clear by which level of lockdown it will be possible to have a normal event again?
I think at the moment with the information that we have, concerts and celebrations will be able to continue hopefully on the level 2 and 1, and if it at all under level of 2 and 1. So it's been quite something that is very interesting, because on how people have adapted to that knowledge, every single industry and across board going through this. And the future of our industry, it feels something that I feel passionate about it. In terms of concerts and celebration are going to be even important after this than they have ever been before. Just to celebrate with your friends, your loved ones, to have gatherings, to have like thousands of people that celebrate in that special moments and time. So particularly, concerts everyone wants to celebrate or enjoy. So as you know, if everyone are allowed to have concerts, the celebration is going to be the roof. And we as a company, as an event company, are so ready to host for anyone who is wanting to join as soon as everything goes down.
Yeah, I wish that your concert will be awesome and fantastic. So that's all from us. Thank you to all panel members for sharing their time to talk and discuss about the risk, safety, and give a lot of suggestions on how to improve more in the concert event. In conclusion, we agree that COVID-19 has been a major problem for this event industry because it affects all industry in Malaysia, including our industry. Everyone has their own responsibility to do their part in breaking the chain of spreading the virus of COVID-19 and flatten the curve of number affected. So that's all from us. Stay safe, take care, and stay at home. So thank you for listening, and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Thank you.